Welcome to Dead Cell episode, whatever episode this is. I'm BOTGRINDER. We got a lot to talk about. I got freaking sued. Grim Reaper is dead. I'm the only one going to do this show from now on. Let's get started.
Are we doing another intro now?
No, that's it. We're starting from now on.
So
like literally right now. How you doing?
Good. I guess I'm not dead. After
no, you're
all.
not dead. That was a ruse, everybody. That was a ruse. I'm an actor. If you don't know my spare time, I was acting like he was dead.
Yeah. Speaking of acting, there's a film that you were in called Rotor Riot.
Presents BOTGRINDER. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I do want to actually mention that really quickly because it was. I remember seeing at the end of that video that whoever directed it was like, "We're going to do many of these," and that was the only one they ever did.
Yeah. Chad Capper. There was big plans if it went well to do a lot more. Yeah. He tried to get it sponsored. I think he ended up having a company give him some money to put their brand on it somewhere or something like that. But no, they never did any more like that. I mean, how can you? I don't know. I don't know a saying for this. How can you shit gold twice? You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty decent.
It was fun. It was a good time.
I remember one time on a live stream you were doing, somebody thought someone who might not have been very fast thought that that was a real story at the beginning that actually happened to you, that your girlfriend broke your goggles.
Somebody, a few people, quite a few people thought that was possibly real. The intro part with the girlfriend. Yeah.
I mean, it could have been a real thing that did happen, but I think some people thought that was like, that happening in that video was real,
I guess. But like the fight was that I didn't go to Christmas or some shit.
Yeah.
And we never fought. That was my real girlfriend at the time. We didn't fight in real life. Like that, she wouldn't have got mad. I don't think I ever did a holiday with her family, so that was kind of just ironic that it was that specific. I remember even us telling Chad like, "Oh, let's change it to the argument for something else," but he's like, "No, we're gonna do this." So we're just like, "Okay, whatever," because we thought it was kind of absurd. It's like she was always gonna throw the goggles and smash them, so we're like, let's make it like something more than just holiday.
Yeah, like,
but I didn't want to like look like a scumbag either. You know what I mean? So that worked.
I wonder what it would have been an alternative, better option. I don't know.
That mirrored real life more. I mean, we didn't
really. No, just like anything, just something more like dramatic or less like.
I spend more time with my drones than her or something. Would have even been better. Yeah.
Oh, like what? The punk rock guys don't go to Christmas? Like, come on. Like, that's not believable.
Like,
of course they don't.
In real life, I have kind of like a family anxiety. Like, I hate meeting people's friends, girlfriends, whatever. I hate meeting families just because like I have weird shit with families. So seeing a nice like your wholesome family at Christmas fucking doing shit, I don't want to be in the middle of that. I'd rather be like at my house smoking dabs and shit, you know. So I'm already like weird about families, but
I don't either, man. I don't like
it's respectful, you know. If I'm dating somebody, I'll meet the family and obviously so they know who I am and everything and try to be nice, but it's uncomfortable.
For sure. Yeah, that's how I feel, honestly.
Love my girlfriend's family though. I'll say I do love my girlfriend's family. They're fantastic. So that's a difference.
So I guess that's what happened to us. We just you don't really know actually. So I mean, it doesn't really matter.
You're telling me what really happened. I mean, here's what. And from my point of view, is what happened. I didn't feel like fucking doing a podcast. I do a bunch. Like it takes me like 3 or 4 days to make a fucking video. I do one a week. I do the live stream. I have like my personal life and shit. I do a lot. I try to be riding my bike all the time. I have other hobbies and stuff. So to throw a podcast on top of that, even though it's only like 1 hour, it's 2 hours of sitting down, 1 hour of actually recording and shit. Exactly. But I just wasn't committed to it, and I don't want to do shit if I'm not committed to it, and I don't think it can be like entertaining or good. But Grim was like, "Let's come back," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, we got shit to say, bro. Let's come back." Remote ID's coming up in March. Like, there's a lot of things going on in FPV, and I think having what are we alternative FPV or something? We're not mainstream, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? We're not selling you binding flies and fucking doing the mainstream 107 courses and remote IDs. Like, we're like, fuck the FAA, fly respectfully, fly safely. Fuck overreaching FAA shit, you know what I mean? Like we're a different voice of FPV, I think.
Yeah, I think the only time for selling shit like that, the only time that I would feel comfortable, I would do an affiliate link if it was something that I'm using. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean that's the only time I would do anything like that.
Even if you don't use it, if you review a product and drop an affiliate link, I don't even think there's anything wrong inherently with that. You know what I mean? Hey, I got this for free. Here's an affiliate link if you want to buy one. If I made it look fun for you, nothing inherently wrong with that. Yeah. But I think like building a fucking business off that and then starting to have questionable morals when you do that is the problem. That's the only problem.
I think it's about discretion from like a morality perspective, like using your discretion to determine whether or not it's it's a good idea to sell this. Like, okay, let's say, you know, fucking Holly Stone, Amazon drone sends you a drone,
They
right?
did. They sent me one.
Yeah, I know. That video was hilarious. And you know, you review this drone, like let's say you're like just a normie guy, and you like review the drone. You're standing in like your nice fucking studio. And you're like, yeah, this is actually not a bad drone. You say like one little negative thing about it, knowing full well, you know, as somebody who flies FPV drones, that it's a piece of shit. But you know that, you know, it's cheap enough that people will buy it. There's always that thing in the back of your mind. I don't think most people want to like rip people off. I don't think that's like what most people want to do.
Right.
But I think once you start seeing like, you know, affiliate link money come in and stuff, you're like, huh, maybe like you just try to convince yourself that it's like not that big of a deal.
Yeah, you can justify anything if you need to.
Exactly. So like for me, I would only want to do anything that I personally use. Like, you know, or even for like a store that, you know, I think is cool, like an FPV store that I would think would be all right for people to shop at. I would do that, but I don't.
Yeah.
I would rather just make money other ways, like through, you know, Google ads or YouTube ads and fucking Patreon. You know, just like like those two are pretty cut and dry. There's no real ambiguity in what's going on. It's like you go to YouTube, you know, you're going to see ads, right? And you know, YouTube's already making money off your content in a way. Even if your video doesn't have ads on it, they're still making money off your content.
Yeah, definitely
through some way. So I would rather take like the 60% that they're going to make off my video. You know,
even if you don't monetize it, they will put ads on it if it does well. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I'd rather make the money off that since I put work into it. And then when it comes to Patreon, I know a lot of people are like, I want to address there's this boomer mentality of Patreon that's negative. It's like, why should you be begging for money? It's like, well, I mean, it's not really begging for money.
No,
it's a completely different thing when you have, it's different. The difference between like putting an affiliate link on like on a product that's, you know, maybe not that great is that the person who's going to your video and watching a review of a product that you don't really fully trust, but you sort of give off this like appearance of having trust, and then they buy that product and it's a piece of junk. They lost however much money it was, right? But you made like $2 off that person. Okay, so they lost $400, let's say, for example, to this. They had no idea that it was going to be like this. They thought it was going to be this. But when you have Patreon, or let's say you're just on a live stream collecting money through like super chats or whatever, people that are giving you money know what they're giving you money for.
Yeah.
Like as long as you're not like, you know, completely just like, oh, I'm raising money for this charity and then stealing it. But if you're just like, hey, give me money, I do drugs or I do this shit, and people give you money, that's their choice. You're not like doing it. There's nothing wrong about that.
So I just want to add real quick in the middle of this so we're basically entertainer. You watch YouTube for entertainment, right? We're entertainers, whatever degree level, whatever. We are entertainers. And typically you go see a movie, you pay for a streaming service, you know, you sign up for whatever, you pay for it beforehand. You may hear it's good, you may see reviews, whatever, but you pay for it before you watch and get the experience. With YouTube, with us, you get the experience and then you decide, hey, this is worth a couple bucks. I would like to see more of this. So I'm going to give that person the money. You know what I mean? Like it's completely is backwards from that, from like paying for this entertainment and then receiving it versus getting the entertainment and then I like this enough to support it. And as far as, you know, begging for money and shit on Patreon, like you can, that's just relative. Maybe, you know, you could say that if you ask your boss for a raise over and over again, you're begging your boss for more money. Why are you begging your boss for more money? You know what I mean? He already gives you money to do this job. I call it panhandling when I do my shit because I think it's funny. You know what I mean? I don't think it's literally panhandling from people. I am giving you this form of entertainment. If you enjoy that, you know, if you appreciate it, it makes you feel an emotion, you can give me a few dollars to express that and shit. I don't expect it, right? Like if I wasn't making money from doing this, I'd figure out a different way to make money and still upload videos and have fun. I just think I'm extremely fortunate to be able to make money and do this thing that I really like to do. And if people fuck with that, they can help me on Patreon. They can donate, live stream, whatever the fuck they want to do. If they don't want to, I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to keep on doing this regardless, you know?
Yeah,
so there's
exactly.
no agenda from me, right? If I ask you to hit on my Patreon at the end of a video, there's no fucking agenda. You already saw the whole damn video. And then at the end, you can be like, yeah, sure, or no.
Yeah. It's really all about like the difference. And I put it like this is, there's 2 points I have. So like when it comes to like traditional media, like a movie, right? You pay for a movie, you pay to see a movie, or you pay for to for the DVD, whatever, DVD, yeah, or you pay for like a file, right?
Yeah.
It's because traditionally we're like, oh, it's sold to us as a product that we get,
Mm-hmm.
right? We bought this product, somebody spent time on this product, there was a team, they produced this thing, there's a package, I'm getting an actual product.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, oh, I could just go on YouTube and watch some guy who just happens to have a camera and records himself doing whatever, and I'm just going to watch that for free. But we don't think like that person making that video put in time, and some people put in just as much time as like
amount of effort, just on a different scale.
Yeah, so it's like it's a labor thing, right? So like, especially why is
people that edit their own videos? Because editing your own video is going to take longer than filming the fucking thing.
Yeah, so like, why is the labor of making content and putting it on YouTube worth any less than the labor of making a film that goes in a movie theater or a TV show?
Perspective marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen some epic YouTube short films, and I see some Hollywood movies that were just garbage and phoned in.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, look at the difference here. The passion, the soul of the movie is what really matters and stuff. But you have a marketing budget here to make you go to the thing and pay for it and shit, and have like social media campaigns, fake reviews, loving it. And then the person that makes this like crazy passionate, maybe sci-fi 10-minute YouTube short, like not many people see because they made it and just put it on the fucking internet and it's doing organic marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I one time had somebody post something like I said something about Patreon. I barely ever do, and someone's like, "Fuck your Patreon, get a job." And I was like, "Well, I do actually have a job. I work.
Yeah,
I'm a freelance. I effectively own my own business, but like that's not really. It doesn't. That's a kind of a dumb comment because it's like, well, technically this could be a job. I'm technically starting another business with this YouTube channel in a roundabout way."
Let me see. For me, I've stood on a street corner, hanging a piece of cardboard, ugly, broken, hungry, and people have driven by and yell at me, "Get a job!"
Yeah.
So I get a job, low paying job. I complain, and people say, "Well, get a fucking better paying job." So I get YouTube as a job that pays pretty fucking decent. People tell me still to get a real job. So what do? Take a cut in pay and I do something physical?
Yeah.
Like, what is a real job at this point? Because I've done a lot of different shit for money.
I don't think the boomers have really grasped on fully to the fact that like creating internet content now is a viable source of income that contributes to the economy. I don't think they understand how much money like some of the like
I don't want to just not just say boomers, it's people of all ages too, although younger people tend to understand and aspire to do this. I'm
not saying boomers as like an age thing, just like a mindset, boomer mindset.
Let's just make that clear first.
Gotcha. So like because if you look at how much some of the like even a YouTuber, just like a 1 million subscriber YouTuber who gets 500,000 views a video, those guys are probably making like 6 figures, maybe $1 million a year.
Ad revenue?
If not more. No, just in like for everything. Like ad revenue, they do make a lot, but if they have merchandise that they're selling, or they are able to create Patreon, they're able to create a product. There was a podcast, just this comedy podcast that I used to listen to way back in the day. It was just like low effort as our podcast, maybe less effort than our podcast.
God, you can do less effort.
No video. They got big on Twitter, and they made in the first couple of years. They were at one point they were making like $40,000 a month. Damn. Between 3 people, which is still a lot of fucking money per person.
Fucking money.
Yeah. So like
$4,000 is the most I made in 1 month in my life, like my career.
Yeah. So like this whole idea of, that $40,000 though was Patreon only.
I mean, I don't want to pay those taxes. Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. So either way, my point is that long way around it. When you're giving a creator money, donating money to a creator, or doing their Patreon, whatever, what you're getting, right? And you're giving them this money because you want to support them, and that's fine. But if somebody's just like shilling a product that they might not believe in, you're not really sure what you're going to get. You have to trust that person.
TV,
anything
on the internet.
Are you taking a picture of me?
Oh, for the gram, so people know new Dead Cell's coming out.
Oh, okay, I'm kidding.
It's called marketing, motherfuckers. This is how you make money.
This is
how we get paid doing the podcast. We market, we do the podcast, we market, and then somehow money comes in. I haven't figured out part 3 yet. I just know we talk, we market, and then somehow money.
Not a lot, but the podcast isn't like
No, a lot. Podcasts make a lot of money, I heard.
they do eventually. Yeah.
Eventually, I don't want to put work in.
I mean, this is
Money
pretty
now.
low effort. Anyway, that's my point is that if you think that way, I'm not going to change your mind. You probably just have Jello for brains anyway. So
Yeah, most likely.
So
A lot of Jello for brains going around.
Yeah. So, but I just wanted to say that because that's what I've been thinking about for no specific reason at all. Nothing that has happened recently or anything.
No recent events. This was filmed on 2/20/2024, by the way.
Yep.
So that gives any context. This should be coming out. When do we come out? Wednesdays? Right? Wednesday was our published date?
I'll try to edit. I'll try to do it by tomorrow. Yeah.
I might be able to edit it today. I finished editing my video yesterday, so I'm off work for a day.
There's not really much editing.
Yeah, just split the screen, fucking upload that shit. We're good.
Yeah.
Just give the people what they need. What's next on the agenda there?
I guess affiliate links were the first one. I didn't
love to talk about it. And I want to reiterate then real quick. I don't think anything wrong with them. You know what I mean? You can use affiliate links, just don't abuse them, really is all.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think people hear that and they're like, oh, affiliate links aren't bad. It's not really it's hard to explain, but it's like the mindset around the type of person who's like an affiliate link guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just a weird, like for me, I use YouTube to upload content. Like, yeah, making money is great. But like, for me, it's like, I just like creating, you know what I mean? I like to create. Yeah. It's not like, oh, how much fucking money can I make?
I'm trying to think of some examples. I will say Joshua Bardwell, I think he uses them responsibly.
Yeah, no, for sure.
An example of a huge channel. Irresponsibly, we have examples of that from recent, so I'm not going to talk about it. But Mads Tech as well, very responsible use of affiliate links. Mads Tech, even did you see his post? He now has like a system for his reviews. There's like 5 criteria. Did I get it for free? Was I paid for it? Do I use an affiliate link? And then a couple other criteria he's going to start posting on all of his review videos. And I was like, wow, that's like super fucking commendable. I wasn't even talking about a motherfucker ever. I like Mads Tech a lot. I think he's a super honest guy. But he saw my video and he was like, bot has some truth to that. And now he's doing his own like grading system for influence on his reviews, just out of the goodness of his fucking heart, man. I fuck with people like that. I think cool.
I think if somebody makes a video that's vague and not really about any specific person, at all, I think any person who sees that video and maybe thinks hey, maybe I can do something a little better based off that content, I kind of do some introspection to see, oh, am I fucking around? I think that's the most like that shows a lot of integrity, and that's probably like, a more responsible option. And that really helps. That's really going to help your channel in the long run. Instead of just like, acting like you're attacked, you know what I mean? Like someone could just easily, alternatively, pretend like they're the victim in the situation. You know what I mean? And that's very possible.
If I saw a video where somebody said all these channels, where they just smoke weed and fly drones and they don't have 107s and they don't like remote ID or ruining the hobby. If, I saw somebody make a video on that and like half the community agreed and was like, yeah, man, you know what? And like, we think we know what you're talking about. I would literally be like, shit, what the fuck did I do? Hang on a second. Let me take a look back. Am I, I would, that's just me though, man. I can't speak for everybody. For me, I would be like, am I actually doing something harmful to the hobby? Are my actions actually making this many people upset that I should take some steps to maybe correct that and not do it? You know what I mean? It's all different people and stuff, but I don't know. I have so many people being like, you're a drug addict. Like, you're a drug addict, you're ruining the hobby. I don't do drugs. I've been sober fucking 15 years off drugs. I've been sober 5 years off alcohol. Like, I smoke weed. Big fucking deal. I breathe in more harmful chemicals and get lightheaded off the fucking buses driving by every day than I ever have fucking weed.
Or spray painting.
I know most people know that, you know what I mean? Again, boomer mentality. People are like, oh, he's a druggie because he smokes weed. Like, that's what propaganda's told me for 30 fucking years, is that weed is drugs. But it's whatever. I know who I am. I know I'm a good person. I just smoke some little reefer because I don't like taking Xanax or whatever else I'm supposed to take. Do my dabs, move about with my fucking day, try not to bother nobody. I do make some videos where I call out injustices and things that I think I see in communities in the world and stuff. Some people get angry about that, but I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to comment on the world that I live in, such as you are. You are too as well. You want to call me a druggie and you think that? Perfectly allowed to do that. That's fine.
Yeah, I think if someone were to say that, if somebody made some content that was pretty well done, and the points made sense, and I felt like I was maybe contributing to the things that they were talking about in a negative way. I would be like, wait a minute, should I change what I'm doing?
I'm sure it wouldn't be all of a sudden too. You'd probably see it coming, but
yeah,
still.
yeah. And and I think that like as an adult person, I think that'd be pretty responsible instead of just like getting defensive about it.
That's what most normal people do. They might come in hot at first, but then take a step back and think about stuff.
I think though that
unless you're feeling really guilty, maybe then I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're usually like if you're feeling real guilty, you might want to be upset. I don't know.
Triple down.
Yeah, triple down, quadruple down.
It's hard to not talk about stuff. Remember, we tried to move away from this a minute ago.
We did move away, but I was talking about we're just talking about this.
Oh yeah, it's a segue. I forgot about segues. Okay, so now, do you want to see the best 7-inch drone you can buy in January of 2024 on a Tuesday?
Yep.
Hit him with it, bro.
So the Apex Long Range Evo with HG0 Freestyle VTX. It has a Mamba stack in it because that's all I had. Which, by the way, I've been using this Mamba stack in my 5-inch freestyle for the past like 6 months, and it's the first stack I've had not just die for no reason.
That's wild. Go Mamba. I like to see when they actually do last because it's funny.
Yeah, so like, I mean, Izzy even said this stack was good. Sloptit says this stack's good, so like,
good on them. They, I'm also like a boomer FPV, so if it sucked 5 years ago, it sucks still in my mind.
Even though
companies do change.
Last year, when my drone caught on fire, it was a Mamba stack, but that's probably because
the metal props.
No, it's a different one.
Yeah, there was other factors.
I think this one was the result of when that one caught on fire. I think maybe my capacitor like touched and it shorted out. Because I just was building shitty drones and I kept crashing a bunch. So like nothing was ever, really. But either way, I had to deconstruct my 5-inch and put some scrap parts in that so I could build this so I could trust it to fly. Because I lost my AOS 7 in July.
Is that field?
No, in fucking South Carolina on the way to Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. So my 7-inch is just my Cinelifter that I gave up on, and I transferred it to a 7-inch long range. It's all about just taking apart a failed quad, turning it into a long range quad, because you kind of don't care at that point. You're like, "Fuck you, piece of shit! Just go get lost. I don't care."
Yeah. So I didn't want to
long range now. I gotta hit this dab.
I spent way too much money on drone parts last year, so I have a bunch of random parts. So what I did is, I have 2 of the Freestyle VTXs, the 20x20, and I took one of them. One was in my Grinderino, which I really don't fly those drones that much anyway. So I just put the race VTX in that, put the Freestyle in this, and then I have a Freestyle on my 5-inch. And I only have one 5-inch right now, so it's like I just got tired of maintaining a bunch of drones and having all these drones that I really never fly just for the sake of having.
Yeah. No, you don't need that many. It's fun. It's fun to buy a bunch and build a bunch and stuff. But like when it comes down to it, once you're like 5 years in, you're gonna have like 3 drones you fly normally or regularly, I should say. Yeah.
So I have a bunch of parts.
But you got to know what you want. You got to know what's fun, what you need. So it's fun to buy a bunch and try a bunch of different ones.
But Mr. Steele made a video a couple videos ago about this frame, and he said it flew really well. And he was using Betaflight.
Mm-hmm.
But he has his own like bind and fly that sells on like Get FPV.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 900. It's a DJI bind and fly for like, I don't know. I think he uses it for like work, but it was like $900.
Yeah, they get up there. They tack that fee on for sure.
And
the parts are all like, they charge like retail for all the parts. I feel like, I don't know if that's a fact or not, but coming out to like almost $1,000, it seems like it's not much of a discount.
Because his motors are already like $30 a piece, and I don't even think they put the size on the motors that he uses are weird. Because but I also think he uses smaller motors because it's not a larger body. It's a lighter drone.
Mm-hmm.
I think he uses just like 20, like the same motors used on a freestyle, like a 2306 or whatever. Motors, 2507, which I guess are a little bit bigger. Ethics Conesty 2507.
Conasty.
Conast. Oh, okay.
He's a pilot.
Okay. Moon Boot 2507. Okay, yeah. These, but they only, what I don't like about them is that what this bind and fly is that these motors are 1750 kV, I think. Which, if I'm going to do a long range, I want like a lower kV.
I want to edit in those motors on the replay of this live stream for people to see, but
they're nice. I mean, Ethics motors are pretty decent.
About 27 minutes in, we talk about it. We'll tell our editor, put an overlay of the motors.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why we need to make money so we can pay somebody to edit this and make it even better.
Yeah.
Are you an aspiring editor? Where's my camera one? Are you an aspiring editor? Do you want to work for free for no money at all ever? And then we'll probably just forget about you and move on in a couple of years. Hit us up. You can edit our podcast. No credit will be given.
Do you want to work for some famous YouTubers? we know Mr. Beast personally.
I'm glad I don't. I'd be in him all the time for money if I did him. That's why.
Well, you'd have to do like a challenge or something to get the money.
God.
You have to like.
I fixed 1,000 junkies' teeth.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Beast.
Dude, I want to make like Mr. Beast style videos that are just like.
Not mean. They're the opposite. I made 100 people homeless. I restored 100 cars.
No, like
I kicked 100 children out of their daycare by spreading false rumors.
Yeah, exactly. No, like what is it? Like but with drone stuff.
Cool.
I don't even know. Oh, yeah. I don't even know what that would be.
It's so high now.
I don't even know what that would be. Yeah, that was a great. That was
it's still kind of early. The dabs are kicking in.
Yeah, 2200 kV on this bind and fly, which I find to be pretty interesting. But I don't
know what that means anymore.
So 2200 kV.
I know what 2300 means.
20. That's. But on 2507, I don't know the math. There's like math with different size motors and kVs, and I don't really know how it all works.
When you go the lower number, it has more torque. The higher number has less torque.
Yeah, basically. but then that also determines. But it's also dependent too on like the width of the diameter of the motor and the height. Yeah,
you're right. That also is important.
So I don't know if like 2507, 2200 kV, how that compares to like
2522 would be a slower to rotate motor. That'd be like for a heavier quad and shit.
Okay, so it does make sense. So because I have like a 2806 with 1300 kV.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like
look at tiny whoop motors. You know what I mean? They're like 27,000 and shit.
Yeah,
29,000.
Yeah, exactly. This is they got to spin real fast.
High rotation. Yeah.
Yeah. But even that 20, even on like a
just let it happen, man.
Okay, but a 25
quads too much.
I know, but 25. I know that Steele knows what he's doing. I'm not trying to like.
I could have said the information backwards just now, but you get my gist.
Yeah, I know someone will correct us. Hopefully,
yeah, please do.
I know Steele knows what he's talking about with this stuff, so I'm not like. I'm just trying to figure out.
Steele's one of those people when he made motors, they were like to his specs. He knows what he's fucking doing.
Yeah, and these aren't his motors either. I don't think specifically, but they are ethics. They're ethics. Yeah.
No, there's not like a board at ethics. You know what I mean? That like they do the decisions for all the products, as far as I know.
Yeah. This is a nice setup, though. Honestly, like this bind and fly. If for $930 though, I mean, I guess if you want a long range drone that's just gonna like work and you fly DJI or whatever, I would, it'd probably be a good thing to buy. But
I would say it's so hard with long range because I'm like, you don't want to put too much money in it because those are the ones you fucking lose. You know what I mean? But you don't want to put subpar components in it because you don't want to introduce too many flaws into the system. You don't want that thing to just fucking conk out. So it's for long range specifically. It's kind of hard to balance that. That's why I like building them out of old quads that failed in other reasons. You know what I mean? They can just make a long range quad. Like Matty O sent me basically an entire 4-inch Explorer. All I gotta do is put a VTX in it and get that shit ready to go.
Yeah, he has it has a Maytech flight controller in it, which is pretty solid. So yeah, I mean it's a good setup. I don't know. I wouldn't spend $900 on a drone.
A bind and fly? Fuck no.
Yeah, not an FPV drone. Not an FPV drone. No.
That's ridiculous. 900 that used to be a car 20 years ago. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. $900 fucking dollars. Like if you can't build yourself,
Yeah.
than get a fucking micro or tiny boot bind and fly. I wouldn't be getting a $900. I mean, of course, I'm not telling you do whatever the fuck you want. It's your money. You know what I mean? But I think there are more economical, better options that you would find the same joy in rather than spending $900 for a crazy big bind and fly. Like, you know, I spend $250 for an ounce of dabs once a month. I'm sure people are like, you could spend that $250 on something else, but I want to spend it on dabs because it keeps the demons away.
So
I sounded dark. I didn't mean it like that. I meant I just like getting high.
So okay, so with the motors, electronics, and frame, $340. I'm parting it out, and then just I don't know what's a TBS Crossfire is like $30. We'll just say $30,
Probably.
and then we'll say
I don't know anything anymore.
The 03 is like $250, which is fucking insane. So like parts cost for this thing is $620.
So like real quick.
Okay, well you got to go downstairs.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I have to
All right. Okay, so the math. I'm just doing the math on this. So if you were to part this out yourself and just build it, it would be like $650.
Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9. So about $300 markup for building. That's. I mean, how much would you build a drone for? Right. So I'm going to say that's not.
It's $280 to be exact. So
I'm not going to say that's unfair because if somebody asked me to build me a drone, I'd say okay, about $300 for me to build it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I don't think. Honestly, if you don't want to build it and you don't want to spend the time and you don't know what you're doing, yeah, fucking, and you have the money, sure. You know what I mean? Like I would recommend to do that.
I would say don't spend $650 on a long range drone though. Try to come in a little cheaper.
Yeah, if you have parts, try to find scrap parts or
maybe
like
cheap out on the motors, the camera, get a good VTX. Maybe the motors, the camera, cheap out on. You really want your receiver and your video transmitter to be fucking banging. Motors, as long as they don't get hot, they're fine.
Yeah, so if we remove the air unit, it's $400 for all that stuff. So
yeah, do an analog. Analog is pretty, but it's long range. Cost you what, $200 maybe to build the whole fucking thing.
And buy Emax Ecos.
Yeah,
2806 because you're not going to crash it. Hopefully, that's not.
Yeah, long range builds can be cheap for sure.
Yeah, because
you know your battery though, depending how far you want to go, your battery you can spend a few bucks on getting some like was it 21700 cells, I believe, the big Sony ones. Those packs are going to cost you $60. $60 to $100 depending.
You gave me
I have a 1 watt pack that's like $200, but I did 16 kilometers round trip on it in one run.
You gave me 2.
Those all black ones. Those are good batteries.
How big are those, by the way? I was trying to figure that out.
I want to say they're 5,000 mAh each.
Okay.
Half a wait, what did I say? Did I say my battery was 1 watt and then it was one is that right? Yeah, 1 watt.
Okay, so one thing that I do want to say about this
1 amp.
The one thing I do want to say about this Apex drone frame, I haven't flown it. I mean, I've flown an Apex before, and it's fine. They have good flight characteristics. Is that for a long range drone, you're going to be limited on battery size, and people are complaining about that. But people fly these long range drones with lipos, and I don't get that at all.
Versus Li-ions.
Yeah, and like I understand, like if you don't want to fly far, right? Because you're going to get more out of a 5,000 milliamp hour lithium ion than you will with a 5,000 lipo, because of discharge.
And you can run it down. It discharges slower, and you can run it down more too.
Yeah,
a lipo you run it down too far, it'll break. Li-ion, run it down, charge it up, whatever.
Yeah, so like you're not going to be able to go as fast, but if you're trying to get distance, but I guess if you're like surfing mountains and stuff, you don't want to use a Li-ion. Like if you're diving down mountains and stuff.
Oh, if you're trying to like discharge and throttle out and shit.
Yeah. You don't want to use but you're probably not going to fly like
the burst rate.
You're not going to do like 8 kilometers with a fucking.
No.
You don't want to do that with a lipo. So I will say though, because this frame is just like a 5-inch frame, like a 5-inch Apex. The battery plate, the top plate is not going to be able to fit a huge battery.
Well, just get a Falcon Rad frame. They're designed for long range. Like I'm sure that Apex is fine. I'm sure it's a good frame, but Falcon Rad makes like purpose-built long range frames. I have the foam core one. It's light as shit. It's so nice. It's basically only there to hold this heavy ass battery, and it's perfect for it.
And I had the AOS 7 as well, and that was huge. That frame had like 3 30 by 30 mounting pot.
That one's a little much for me. Wait, did you have my old one or?
No, I had one. I had the newer one.
Okay.
Like you had like an old version.
Same thing.
I was gonna take it, but I was like, it was a little different. But the one that I had was big. It had like so many mounting points for stuff. You could put like, you know, if you wanted to, you could run like a fucking 30 by 30 stack 3 times.
I mean, there's the Chris Rosser frames, the AOS. Yeah. That's what they're for. Those frames are for tinkering, you know. So it's gonna have all the mounting points for everything, so you can tinker with, and
it's just so long.
Temperature gauge on it or whatever you want.
It's just so long that you need a really long cable to get your camera to your VTX.
Yeah,
MIPI cable.
I realized that when I put HD0 on mine, and it was like, I need a fucking 4-foot MIPI for this thing.
Which is also cool about this thing is it's a normal size drone, so like you could just build it like a normal drone, and you can just have the battery overlap a little bit. You know, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, not that big a deal. You should have a giant antenna anyway that sticks up past your battery if you're doing long range.
Which I have mine vertically now. I got like a vertical like SMA adapter that like a 90-degree one. Yeah. I know people say like using adapters causes signal loss, but I don't think it's
how much. Then does it matter at all?
Someone said I think if you do an adapter like on your goggles from like I was like, oh, can I do RPMSA to a SMA or whatever the thing is, whatever the fucking reverse one is.
I mean, standing next to a Wendy's flying is going to give you more signal degradation than using an adapter.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Yeah, I use the SMA adapter just because I don't know. It's you have to bend the cable and shit, and like
I don't know.
Huh?
I think that looks good with the adapter.
Yeah. So that's. But this one was like this is only like $200 because I already had all the other parts. So.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So
$200. So you can go lose it, and you're like, I'm only out $200, not $650.
Because the motors were sent to me from AMAX because I'm supposed to review them. And so far, to be honest, did you get any of these motors from them?
I said no. I said no, thank you. I was polite.
Honestly, these motors are like feel pretty solid. Like I even took them apart, and they're like nice bearings and stuff. And they're real. I tested just like the testing motor direction, and they're like really smooth.
Nice. I love that sound of a fresh motor the first time you spin it up. It sounds so clean.
The one thing though is that it feels like the threading and their like mounts are a little tight. So I was stripping screws in that.
Oh no shit.
So
it could just be machining tolerances.
Yeah, it's just exactly. So like that was my only gripe so far. I haven't flown them yet though, so I don't know.
I got a video coming out next week, but I did one where I put the new GemFan Titans on mine. The GemFan Titan motors are like 2306, I believe. Because I couldn't get my Grinder V4 motors off my old quad. So I was like, I got some of these GemFans. Let me try them out. They're smooth. They're nice. They got some good weight to them and shit. But the quad felt weird. It didn't feel very poppy. And I think it's because I'm used to like, lower 1900, 2207s.
I wonder if Mike Duran listens to this. I wonder if Mike Duran listens to our podcast. Because if he does, I would like some motors.
Mike, if you listen to this, send me a turtle emoji on Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. And then also just send me motors. And propellers. I'm out of propellers. I guess I should just reach out in the official way instead of just making videos and telling GemFam to send me stuff.
Vague requests. Yeah. He does have an email and a phone and shit.
Well, I got like a direct message from some GemFam account on Instagram that was, one of those rep accounts. And it was like, I'm handling motors for GemFam now. If you don't believe me, ask Mike. And I was like, okay.
My dad can beat up your dad if you don't believe me. No, I'm sure that was probably just like translation.
Yeah, no, it was legit though. I just hadn't reached out because I didn't need props yet, but that's just funny.
Yeah.
I do also I've always wanted to sort of talk about why all the FPV companies on like Instagram and Facebook get like fake Instagram photos of pretty Asian girls and put them as their profile picture.
That's a common business tactic. Number one, like it's not unique to that, but
no FPV.
No, I know. That's just a common business tactic.
Really?
Yeah. Especially, I can't really speak for China, but I have seen other industries. Like, okay, so let's say you go to Banggood and you're trying to order something from Banggood in bulk. Every single rep that hits you up is going to be a pretty Chinese lady profile picture. Every single one. That's what I mean by like common tactic.
I'm losing you. I don't know what happened. We just had like a technical difficulties.
We got hacked is what fucking happened, bro. I'm getting sued. We're getting hacked. This shit's too much for me. I'm gonna quit. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna quit and I'm just gonna sell e-bikes. I'm gonna be an electric bike review channel, and when I'm done riding them, I'm gonna sell them to people. That's my plan. New plan.
You need to review one wheels.
No, those are fucking terrifying. Did you not see me fall off of the one wheel?
Where at in Philly?
Like an older video, I have a GIF of it. I played it a few times. Yeah, I got a one wheel and I was going really fast, and nobody told me they do that front dip down thing when the motor gets overwhelmed. So I was doing like 25, 30 miles an hour or some shit through a shopping cart where you put the carts, the trolley, fucking through that, and it dipped down and just threw me off of it. And I fucking slammed, boom, like this on my shoulder. And it looks like I hit my head on the ground. It was like so bad. I was like, my arm is broken for sure, dude. This is insane. All on video too. And I get up and I'm like getting ready to pull my arm back in socket, but I'm like, oh, okay, that's not dead. Then I go feel my head. My head feels fine. I'm like, oh, I'm okay. My elbow hurt like a motherfucker, but I was fine. And then I saw the video and I was like, why doesn't my head hurt, dude? Because it looked like I cracked my fucking head. It's a flying at night video if anybody wants to watch it. I don't remember what it's called, but it's some flying at night one.
I remember a flying at night one where you saw the ghost. We already talked about that. We already talked about that stuff.
I'm not a fan of one wheels. I mean, that's cool if y'all want to ride them, but I don't want to ever ride one like fast again. I'll cruise on it.
They're scary.
They are. It's too much wiggly. I don't like this. I can handle balancing that. I don't like balancing that. And bikes just do it for themselves.
Yep. Yeah, it's like a weird skateboard. Just get an electric skateboard is way easier.
They're really good if you don't want to walk 50 feet to get your quad, though. If your buddy got one, you just hop on it, grab your quad, come right back. They're good for that.
Yeah, so I guess I just wanted to talk about the long range drone here because I could just literally edit these clips together a little bit and have more content without having to record everything.
Yeah, perfect. All for you. All for your video.
Free content.
You got 30 minutes of my time left anyway.
I don't. Well, no, I don't. I'm not. It's just like real small bits.
Yeah.
I think I've decided that I'm going to start actually planning my videos from now on instead of planning them after I record them. So
yeah, I'll tell you since I started writing ideas down on this board that I got right here, and then writing scripts for every video, if not a script, just an outline if I wanted to go, it's made it so much fucking easier because I was constantly scrambling last minute every single week to make videos and stuff. But once I started doing this, I'll do 2 at a time, and then I'll have a week where I just chill and like do my personal work and shit, and then worry about my next video.
Yeah, I have several ideas already that I'm gonna do that.
Can you see that? You can't see that. People,
what is it?
Edit that out. These are all my genius ideas for my next 30 videos.
I can't read any of that. Okay, I see FPV Papa.
I'm gonna start deleting it so y'all can't.
I have 4 ideas in a notepad on my computer right now, and that's about it.
I'm gonna delete all my good ideas so nobody can see that. No, I'm just kidding. I already did that idea.
I will tell you though, I do have one video titled, the SpongeBob meme font, like where it's like uppercase, lowercase,
sarcastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna title a video called "You're Ruining the Hobby," and that I don't know what it's gonna be, but that's that's the title.
I had inspiration today for a video I've been wanting to do. This guy was like, I wish you wouldn't cuss, so my kids could watch your videos and stuff. Yeah, I know nothing wrong with saying that. I've been wanting to do a children's episode. Do you remember Big Brother magazine?
Yeah.
They did a kids issue that said kids issue, and then a real tiny font that said not for kids, and it was like all kinds of fucked up shit. Like that issue was not for kids. It got sued. Like it was a big deal. But I want to do a kids issue, a kids video where I don't cuss, where I just dress nice, and I'm like real like, hey guys, let's go fly, but not do anything fucked up. I just want to make it an actual, but like over the top, like Wiggles, you remember them or whatever, just like children's style fucking video. Maybe some subliminal messages or something. I'm not sure.
Wait, what was that? What was that show on Adult Swim several years ago, like 10 to 15 years ago? That was like a kid's show, but it wasn't. It was, but they had like puppets and stuff, but everything was just like fucked up. It's like Wonder Chosen.
Wonder Chosen was good.
Yeah, dude.
Wonder Chosen was, for me, some of the shit they did with this kids, I was like, bro. Yeah, that's a little much right there, man. Like the little Hitler kid and shit. Like,
dude,
that was a little much.
There's some wild.
Was good though. I mean, if you're gonna push the fucking, I saw like a little mini documentary on them, and they're all fucking wackadoos. Like they didn't give a shit. They were just going for straight shock value anyway. So,
dude, the shit that was on Adult Swim, it's crazy. Cartoon Network's just like, yeah, we'll just let people make shows. We won't talk. We won't even oversee it.
Well, I think realized controversy can be good for ratings. If people elicit a reaction out of your content, whether it's like a negative or positive reaction, it's going to drive traffic. So they're like, let's see what happens and deal with lawsuits later.
My favorite show on fucking Adult Swim of all time was the fucking Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah, I stopped watching after a minute, but I was into it when I was into it for sure.
Yeah, when it was
just
on.
it felt to be like the same formula after a while.
Oh
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
probably
But there
dropped
was
out
like
of it,
some there was some good bangers in there.
Yeah, I was all about MC Chris. I loved fuck. I went and saw MC Chris. I actually tried to beat him up on stage once when I saw him play live, but I liked MC Chris and Aqua Teen and all that.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah.
Long range. Did we talk about everything long range? So you're flying long range, you're stoked. Don't TLDR, don't overpay for long range quad. Build your own out of fucking piece of shit parts and be ready to lose that motherfucker at any time. Oh, did we want to touch on the remote ID thing with that, or is that later?
It's in a second. I don't think I'm gonna fly too far or anything. I think it's more like, I'm not gonna put fucking 15 minutes of drone footage in a video. That's like,
it's hard.
Asinine.
Long range hard content, unless you're Falcon Rad, it's hard to just put your long range as the main. That's why I speed my shit up, and I'll kind of stop every like 3 kilometers to talk or whatever.
Well, I don't want to give too much away about the idea, but it's not really necessary for me to put too much long range DVR in here at all. So, so that's what I'm thinking. Long range thing. I mean, it's long range, but it's not. I guess I needed an excuse.
Mid range or
no, like the concept of the video. Okay, I guess it's like it is that, but I try to make all my videos to be more broadly appealing because I'm really trying to get like a different not a different audience, but I'm trying to expand my audience beyond just like the 20 FPV. Not 20, but there's not many, right? Like there's only so many people.
Man, I've been getting thousands a month. I'm like, where have all of you been?
Yeah, I don't think they might not all be FPV either.
No, for sure.
What I mean? That's what I'm trying to get to. Like
you're fit your niche and your genre really well. I think you're doing fantastic the way you're doing it. Like, did your last video have any flying at all? The DC one?
There was like 1 second. I only did it, and the thing I said that the only reason I said that
people are indoors.
I was outside.
Outside on the fucking thing. Yeah.
It was just like a second. I went to some metro park when Christine was like running. She's like, and I was like, I'll just fly my tiny whoop because it's the only time I had. Because I was like, I really wanted to fly outside Union Station, but I was like, I don't know, man. Like, there's the fucking DC. There's fucking government agencies hidden everywhere. Like
DC, fuck it. No reason to push it.
Yeah. So I didn't do it, and then I was like, well, the problem is that with my YouTube channel is that it's like everyone is drones. So if I put drones in the title, I know people will click it.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed that somebody will click it if it's like, at least it makes sense and it's drone related. Not always, but for the most part, if it's like FPV, then I know I'll get clicks. But the problem with that is that once it hits that, like beyond that threshold of like the audience, who else is it going to be recommended to? YouTube's going to run out of people to recommend it to.
That's why I also do the switch the thumbnails. Like a couple weeks in, one not all the time, but a lot of videos that I can do it with, I'll do one thumbnail that's real FPV specific, or it's broader to start with, and then after a couple weeks, I'll switch it to an FPV specific one to like narrow in that shit. So I try to catch as many views as I can, when it drops, and then once it starts slowing down, then I just really narrow in on the FPV content, and then I just leave it. And like I don't do too many tactics, but I've been starting to recently just because I'm like, why the fuck not? You know what I mean? Get better at your job and shit, whatever it is. Like, not a pursuit of money or views, just as like to do something new, basically. Try this style of YouTubing instead of just, I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's fucking hope for the best.
Yeah, I think somebody who does like a really good job at making videos with ambiguous titles that are clickbait, but it doesn't really matter because you know what I want to fucking talk about?
Wait, finish that train of thought real quick.
This is going to trade into that train of thought. But Casey Neistat does a good job of making a video title that is ambiguous enough that whatever the video is about doesn't matter.
His recent one about running was like that. It got me.
Yeah, exactly. Or like or just anything like, there was that Nike thing he did several years ago called Make It Count. Like, what is that? I don't know what that is, but like, I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
It took me like 3 days to watch his running one, but I was finally like, okay, bro, fuck, let's see.
So like, so that's what I'm talking about. My strategy has been that way since the beginning, in that I will create a clickbait title, in a sense. Clickbait, like there's two types of clickbait. There's clickbait where it's just straight up fake, and like you put a title in a video, and then it's not, like, let's say I put like a big titty goth girl on the title.
Clickbait that delivers and clickbait that doesn't deliver.
Yeah, exactly. But then there's a area in between. So like, what was his like a less I'm just like looking at his channel trying to find a more vague video title. There was one where it was like my new apartment or something. It was like in this luxury apartment.
Did you
But
say
the video,
Tyler Oliveira?
huh?
Who'd you say?
Casey Neistat.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. The video wasn't about anything like that. He just happened to be there, and then like, but I wasn't disappointed because the content was good enough, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll say here, I was going to give my newest video that actually comes out on Saturday.
Yeah.
As an example, it's called "I Think It's Time," and the thumbnail text says "I've had enough."
Yeah.
That video is about me trying to fly 5-inch again and finding that I find more joy in flying micros and stuff. So like that's an ambiguous clickbaity title. I think it's time. You know what I mean? But it is. It's time for me to like realize what I have fun with in FPV, and that is flying the micros right now. That doesn't mean I'm going to quit 5-inch. It just means right now in time I'm having fun with grinderinos and tiny loops and shit. More fun than I have been with 5-inch. I think it's clickbait that delivers. You know?
Yeah. So like my yeah, exactly. It's that's pretty vague, and it doesn't really matter like really what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort of in my strategy all along is that, you know, okay, I'll make a title like here's a good example. I made that video and I wasn't that happy with that video, but it was the one where I flew the RC car, the drone with RC car radio.
Mm-hmm.
I like that was such a small part of the video, but I was like, I'm confident enough in most of this video that no one's really going to care that I don't put that like immediately at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, I can clickbait it and say I flew a drone with an RC controller. I was confident enough that people would get into the video and they're like, oh, this is just a good video. I'm glad that I clicked this and I'm watching it. Like, I'll just enjoy the ride and wait for that to happen. That's sort of where my mindset is when I create.
It depends on the way you want to tell that story. You know what I mean? And you don't have to do the same kind of some videos. You maybe want to show some of that meat right away. Sometimes you want to build it up and then show it. It just depends on how you're telling the story.
Exactly. So like that's sort of how I try to approach things. And the reason I'm talking about this is because there was a few weeks ago when that video came out, someone that follows me on YouTube bought a super chat to Joshua Barbell's live stream and shared the video with him, or told him to go watch the video. And I appreciated him watching it on live stream, but what I didn't appreciate was that he essentially criticized it without really giving it time or watching it. Like I would have, like, because he's on the live stream, he immediately is like, oh, I can't play this because there's music, so he misses a part of the setup of the video. Which, to be honest, it was kind of pointless, but also it was just like, it was sort of just an aesthetic choice, just to create like some like anticipation for just content. Like, I don't know what the point was, but either way, like he didn't watch enough of it. He just wanted to see the drone fly. Like, and I think there's a mindset with people with YouTube creation where it's like, there's the Mr. Beast way, and that's the right way. You have to immediately just do the thing in the title, or else I'm done with you, right? But then also, you know what I mean?
Monetizing way. Yeah,
and I'm like, but you can do it the Casey Neistat way, which is like, just make some good shit. It doesn't matter what the
way.
Yeah. And then, but I think and so like Barbell watches this video and he's just like criticizing my video throughout the whole time. He's like skimming through it. He's like, where's this part at? Where's the part at? And then he was like really mad that I didn't fly enough at the end where I said I did it. But he didn't watch the whole entire thing, which, yeah, maybe that video wasn't my best video, but it didn't do well. So it makes sense. But at the same time, like, Barbell needs to like give it a chance, give the content a chance.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, let's start a campaign.
Yeah.
Barbell, give Grim another chance.
Give me another chance.
He needs one more chance. So maybe you can meet him halfway and just fucking get to the damn point in your video. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Watch another one of my videos.
If you are gonna send a video to a live stream, it's courteous timestamp that shit if you're trying to show something, because it does get frustrating to skip around. Not you. I'm saying whoever.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and the thing is, I was also kind of worried, to be honest. Like, some of his points were valid, but like the way that he did it, I kind of felt I didn't really like the way that he did it, because it felt like he was like, look, I'm a good YouTuber. I know what I'm talking about, class. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm like, well, and I don't want to be arrogant, but like, I kind of sort of know what I'm talking about a little bit. I mean, I don't have as many subscribers as he does, but I do pretty well to scale on my channel. So I don't think that that's completely unfair. So, but again, like, a point is
You want
that
me to write? You want to use my lawyer? We can write him a cease and desist.
oh my God, that would be. I should write an artificial intelligence letter
I've
to
seen way
Bardwell.
too many in the past 2 days. Shelby Vols stood out though. That one was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't want to do that. I don't care. But I do think that that live stream, I didn't see it, so like I wasn't able to like. Not that it would have mattered, but
yeah.
But
ultimately,
like,
it doesn't matter really.
I do want to talk to him about it.
Yeah, you'll listen. Bardo's my boy right now, so I can't help you out any at all. I can't help you out at all in this conversation.
I'm not mad
right now.
I'm not mad at him
because it was live stream, like standing up for me. So I'm like, that's my boy.
No, that was sick. No, I watched that last night and I was sick. And I'm not mad at him or anything.
No,
like,
for sure.
He was fine. It's fine. I just think that I wish I just want him to watch more of my videos and then make an overall judgment. I've
known that for long enough. I know at the end of the day, we're good, you know.
He should, and then yeah, that's all. I mean,
all right. So Bardwell, Grim needs another chance on his video. What were we trying to do? Power loop or something?
Not that video. No, not that video. Just like I just don't like being told that I don't know what I'm doing when I do. So.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll play devil's advocate and say live streaming can be opinionated. I do this.
Oh no, I know. No, and that's what I'm saying. But if you're gonna,
but also, yeah, as the creator, you're like, that's my fucking art, bro. Like, you didn't appreciate it the way that it should be. I understand that too.
That's where I'm coming from.
I'm not mad at him. The same too. I would feel the same. I'm there with you.
But I have no hate for him. I totally respect him. If I wouldn't be able to build a drone unless he like had videos.
Man's been doing this for a fucking decade nonstop. Like,
you know what? I had to, he skimmed through my videos on the live stream to get to the point. I've had to skim through many of his videos to get to the point as well. So, it's all fair.
Yeah.
So
it's all love here. It's all love for FPV here.
You know what I mean? So like I had to, how to solder, like whatever,
That's kind of funny. The point you made right there though. I thought that just like slipped by that quick.
Yeah, I know you missed it, but I think someone else got it. Yeah. So like no, it's cool. I'm not. I just want to talk about that because I'm not going to make a whole fucking video about it because it's stupid. There's nothing to talk about. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was funny to finally start seeing my stuff out there more so. Honestly, that's really
a cool feeling, right?
Yeah, I just wish it was under different circumstances, but all publicity is good. No publicity is bad publicity.
The first 5 times I saw any of my videos or my shit in public was on Facebook, and it was talking shit about me flying into cemetery or druggy or whatever. Like I had a rough fucking start in FPV, man. I definitely had the homies there since day one, but I had a rough fucking start. People did not take kindly to me. This is 2016, when like you couldn't talk about smoking weed and shit. You did not have any, like Metal Danny was like the only alternative dude. Stinger Swarm was there a little later in that shit, but he was like, very clean. He is a clean cut dude. He's a cool guy though. He used to party, but he had a very clean cut image and stuff. So it was just like, what the fuck is this piece of shit doing in FPV?
I don't know. Steel's kind of like a little hipster.
Steel definitely rubbed people the wrong way too. Yeah, he's counterculture, if you will, whatever general fucking term you want to use. But yeah, Steel ruffled some feathers with his not giving a fuck attitude. He would like pee in videos and stuff, just not giving a shit. He had the mustache and stuff. I'm not discounting Steel at all in that regard, but
so what
I was flying in cemeteries and telling people to fuck off while I was smoking weed. It was a little bit different.
No, it's yeah, I definitely feel like I came in at the right time.
You did. It's a good time to be in FPV. My 2 past like essay, I call them essay videos now. My past 2 essay videos, I felt have been sort of negative, trending on the negative side of things, even though they are just my observations on stuff. So I do want to do a new video where I do like everything right in FPV and talk about how it is a good time to start an FPV because all this gear is really good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You have all these channels that have been figuring out problems for the past 10 years, a bunch of different things that I want to say right now, but I want to make a video that's more, I guarantee you it's going to do shitty. Nobody's going to watch it or care or comment on it, but I want to make it to like balance things out from the kind of negative ones.
You should just, you just got to clickbait it with negativity.
Yeah. Negativity is easier. Positivity is a lot harder to achieve, but yeah, we'll see.
Make the video positive, but clickbait it negatively.
Yeah, and maybe I could like doom and gloom it for the first minute just to hook people. I'll just trick the shit out of them.
Yeah, trick them. Yeah,
people are stupid. They'll watch anything.
Yeah, my audience is so dumb.
God. No, maybe a slight.
No, you don't want to say that.
I don't want to be like, here's everything I like about you.
No, I don't.
Really, like, I don't want to watch that.
I don't. That's why I try really hard to. If I put a title, I want it to be true.
Yeah, for
somewhere
sure.
in the video, right?
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, you can do it a couple times. People are going to catch on.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't know why we talk. We always end up fucking talking about making videos. No one gives a shit about this.
Nope, not at all. They tell us in the comments too. Sorry, guys. Remote ID?
Remote ID, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I think that we're done with long range. We're done with fucking complaining about me making shitty videos and being called out for it.
Our lives are being content creators.
Yeah.
Nobody appreciates our art. It goes, it's a tale as old as time.
Yeah. I'm just an artist, and no one appreciates my art. After I literally earlier in this video said I'm gonna start planning my videos before I make them instead of making my videos and then planning them.
No, that was a good thing to say, and you should.
Yeah, I'm like completely on. Like I probably could put more effort in my videos.
But do you write a framework script or anything up at all?
In my mind, sometimes. I mean,
on paper, because you'll add. Well, for me, I know I say dumb little jokes that I'm like, oh, this is funny. I got to put that in there. I write those things. Try for a little framework. It might help.
I do. I have one for this long range one, like a really big one.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna do. I think this is gonna be a video that I somehow try to use steel clickbait, since it's that frame. And it's going to be something.
The strong clickbait.
The title's going to be like, why? So when Steele did this review of his frame, the 7-inch, he said, everyone complains that it's too expensive. My stuff's too expensive. And he was like making a joke about how people are complaining about it, which I thought was really funny. And so I'm going to
frame over $50 is seen as expensive, I feel like.
So I'm going to make a video like something, because when you put money in a title, people like that, I think.
Yeah, they do.
And then I'm going to say, basically, Mr. Steele's drones are too expensive.
Or is it Mr. Steele's drones too expensive?
Something like that,
yeah. Do that for the BOTGRINDER frame? What was that one called?
$500 BOTGRINDER, $400 BOTGRINDER Bando.
Yeah, do that shit.
$400 BOTGRINDER drone or something, what it was. Yeah, I didn't know that was going to do what it did.
Yeah, that was cool.
It took like a whole week.
You know what's funny is these podcasts. What's our remote ID video? Like 7,000 or some shit. Like they get views,
dude.
The Dead Cell ones get fucking views.
The Dead Cell one, the Rotor Riot one, is like 15,000.
No,
no, 1,500. Wait, yeah, 15,000. Awesome. I think. Hold on, let me.
The podcast I don't mind clickbaiting so much.
It's 15,336 views right now.
That's insane.
And it's just always getting views. Some of the comments are pretty funny though.
I wonder, let me predict this one. It's either going to get like 3,700 views a week later or like 800 because we waited too long.
This video?
Yeah. It's either like 800 views in a week or like it'll be at 3,700 in a week.
When we put the title, what the title it will come up with for this, it will do really fucking well immediately. Okay.
Good thumb.
It's going to blow up.
We'll do a good thumb.
It's going to blow up because people, first of all, you're in the news already.
True.
So like I think we should just click. We've never talked about anything that's like happening, but we're going to like sort of imply that we do. Because we kind of do.
Motherfuckers.
We kind of do talk about it.
It's also slimy. There's no ethical consumption in capitalism. There's everything so slimy. You got to trick people into enjoying anything we do.
You literally have to trick people to watch your video.
You do though. You like if you literally have to trick you have to persuade them to look at yours over the sea of other thumbnails that they have and options. You know what I mean? You can call it tricking, but it's persuading. It's grabbing attention. It's marketing. It's it depends on how you do it. Then you branch off into the different meanings. You know, like if I said, "Hey, I make a thumbnail, bright colors and stuff that draws your eye," and I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna fly a drone. Check this out." Then if I make a thing that's like free drone inside, like, and then I don't give you a free drone, those are different ways of doing the same thing. One is morally acceptable.
Exactly.
A lot of moral talk recently.
Yeah. I like how people commented on the Rotor Riot one. My favorite one is clean your room, bro. What the fuck? How old are you, dude? Haha, 12. Lazy sloppy people drive me effing crazy.
What's this on? Oh,
the
right.
Rotor Riot, and it's
Whose
like,
room? Mine or yours? Well, mine obviously, but
it's like, no, me, because then it says maybe, I don't know. My room's a mess too. It's like, I bet Tat Face lives with grandma.
no, I don't
Face
have
Tat lives with
grandparents.
grandma.
I don't have grandparents. I own my house. I own my home. Wait, does that guy own? I own a house. I forgot. I keep forgetting people talk shit about my house. I'm like, I own this.
It's so funny
I
too.
don't pay a fucking mortgage. I own it outright.
It's so funny when people make these assumptions, and and people get so mad about what other people are doing. Like, it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, that's the thing, is getting mad, getting upset for something, but getting upset for something that doesn't affect you. Like, just back up, go live your life, man.
Yeah.
Life's too fucking short. I feel like I learned that long ago. I was 80s, 90s kid, so we definitely had some prejudices and some dumbass shit we did. But once I really got out on my own, I was just like, why? Why give a fuck about anything anybody does that doesn't affect you, man?
Yeah, it's insane to me. I read a lot of comments on a lot of videos just because, I don't know. I like pain.
I mean, I like to be involved in the community as far as the FPV comments, but then I see some shit and I'm just like, it's like Reddit. I'll see a comment and I'll get ready to type, and I'm like, why do I even care, man? This person's just, who cares? It's probably a bot anyway,
Or a child.
Yeah, it's child or boomer mentality.
Yep, exactly.
Like, who cares? You're not going to change somebody's life, change somebody's opinion they've held for 30 years by leaving a comment on YouTube. It's emotional reactions. It makes you want to share your opinion. That's one thing. I don't think we should all be sharing our opinions all the time, but it's the future. What's going on?
It's just crazy how much money our videos make compared to per view versus like what my videos make per view.
Oh, we're making money. We should pay somebody to edit these for real then.
Not enough to pay someone to edit them.
All right.
Let me see how much we've made in lifetime. Be completely transparent. $200.
We've made $200 doing this? Are you fucking kidding me? That's more than I made on my channel in 8 years.
I think I texted you like a recent. I was like, I owe you like $100 or something.
I forgot about that.
Because like hook up my AdWords account, but it's here. So like,
that's whatever. Right. Yeah. And I was like, just put it back in the thing. Yeah. So I don't care.
I
do this for fun.
Once it makes like serious money, if it makes serious money, we'll figure that out. But right now,
$200 though, that's pretty neat. I feel good about that.
You want to hit remote ID real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for distracting everyone.
We'll pay somebody to put.
You.
We got to start. We need an intern and employees. We got to pay somebody to put title chapters in, because I don't want to do that.
We have to start making consistent episodes again if we're going to do that.
Okay, we'll do that first and then get employees. Okay.
Let's see how we go first.
Should we let everybody know? We don't know for how consistent. Once a week, once every other week. We don't know yet what we're doing, but we're going to try to come back and be more consistent. I'd say once a week we should shoot for, but that's also like, grand thinking.
I mean, I can do it whenever. I have no problem just like getting on.
So it'd either be every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. How about that? We'll see. We'll let you know more by next episode.
Yeah, you'll know when it happens.
Or you won't, because there won't be an episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, everybody. I like to be consistent with my stuff, but this is something that I keep waffling on. So you can blame it on me.
I'm trying to get consistent. I'm actually wanted to say it's not official or anything, and I'm not saying anything crazy, but I'm talking to somebody about doing like another YouTube channel for something else. Nice. I know it's really vague, but I don't want to talk about it, but it could be cool.
That's fun.
It's exciting. It's FPV related in a way. So that might be a way that's going to help me get motivated to make consistent content. Cause I really want to publish videos every week. It's just, and there's no reason I shouldn't be able to. I just fucking would rather just wake up at 10 o'clock and do nothing.
Oh yeah. The only reason I do weekly videos is so I don't get lazy with it. Literally, if I made a video when I felt inspired, you'd see one a month or some shit. I do it weekly because I feel like it's my job and I stay on a schedule. I work like 4 days a week. I put out my fucking video, boom. Well, more than 4, but I work straight 4 days a week making videos, and then take a day or whatever off and start the whole fucking thing over again.
Philly Drone Life.
Remote ID / Philly Drone Life.
So I didn't know, but Philly Drone Life apparently is in trouble again and we thought it was gone.
I'm not 100%, but I think they reopened the case, or they redid a case against him, I think is what's going on. It was kind of dropped because they didn't know what to do, but I think they kind of got their shit together, and now they're reopening it with more concrete charges. So
what I want to know is, how much did Philly admit to anybody?
Not sure.
Because I would advise him. I would have
a lawyer.
Don't talk to anybody about anything
without a lawyer.
Yeah, and then because the burden of proof is on them to prove anything that you did.
And it's always like, hey, we're your buddies. We just want to talk and straighten this out. But no, that's data collection.
Yep.
That's building a case against you right off the bat. So right off the bat, for anything like that, you want to say, I'm cooperating fully, but y'all know the law. I don't know the law. Lawyers know the law. So I'd like to have a lawyer here just helping me out with this interaction. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No offense. Willing to talk. I don't know the law and I don't want to get myself in trouble accidentally. So I'd like to have my lawyer help me with it. Nothing wrong with it. If you're in America, that's your right as an American. You have the right to remain silent, all that stuff. It's not just something they say. Those are your rights as an American. You can remain silent and request a lawyer and then get things figured out after that. You do not have to talk to anybody right away about anything.
And I know people there. I saw some comments in our when I talked about this on the remote ID thing. Some people were like, oh, well, it's the FAA is a federal agency. They have different jurisdiction. They can actually just come up with, fines and charges. But or also I saw somebody say something about how the NDAA or something. I forget exactly what they said.
His are, you get $1,500 fine per violation. And he has $180,000 worth of them. So it's however many that equals to, I can't do math, but he got hit with several $15,000 violations, flying over people, flying at night, flying without a 107, things like that.
Someone said drone flyers can fall under NDAA, zero rights in the U.S. They are viewed as potential weapons, now restricted tech in their minds. I think that's just like some someone saw like a blog post, like saw a YouTube video by fucking whoever.
That sounds like some sovereign citizen shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, no, the NDAA. Well, yeah, I mean, like there is NDAA.
I'm not operating a drone. I'm flying a drone. There's some bullshit.
There is NDAA shit that's like, like if you're classified as a terrorist, you have no rights or whatever. But like that's, I don't know what the scope of that is, and obviously YouTube commenter doesn't either. And I've never seen a case of anybody with a drone having that happen. So at this point, Philly Drone Life is just like a guy getting charged with like drone crimes, whatever that is.
A lot of them, an unreasonable amount. This is an unreasonable punishment for sure. So they're trying to make an example out of him, and they know he doesn't have money for a lawyer. If this would happen to somebody that had money for a lawyer, it wouldn't have gone this far. They may not have ignored all the letters they got and tried to squash it. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll start a GoFundMe for a lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, we should set a precedence. I think so. It comes down to, I guess, for me, do I think he should be punished for that shit? I obviously don't. I might be biased. So that's more objectively, maybe, but not that much money. That is life ruining money. That is insane. That makes a person, want to end things kind of money. That's crazy as shit to me. You cannot add just up every single charge for the same amount like that. That's unreasonable for sure. So me personally, I don't think he should be charged. I think he should just be like, I'll make a deal with you. I'll stop flying drones and not stop flying drones, but just don't put it on YouTube anymore till shit settles down or whatever. At least But if I was like a mainstream society guy, not a homie, I'd be like, yeah, charge him fucking 10 grand and move on or something. But 180 is insane, man.
If I was just like a NPC in the Matrix type person, I'd be like, drone's bad because law says drone's bad, Like,
you still agree the $180,000 for flying a drone over a city,
I was saying from an NPC,
zero harm. Remember that he broke nothing.
No, I don't think that's right. I'm not saying me. I'm saying like
no, I know, but I'm just saying in general, he broke no property. He harmed no people. His drone literally, he hit no birds. His drone flew in the air. That's what.
It did nothing.
Flew in the air. And he charged.
Yeah, so that's
the potential for harm. Fuck the potential for potentially I could fucking kick your ass. You know what I mean? Nothing happened. He flew his fucking drone around, and so this kind of fine is overboard and insane.
No, it's insane.
Mind. I think I'm not coming at it as his homie. Normal person, no, 180,000 is too much. Too fucking much.
I mean, I don't really know him that well, and when I heard about it when it happened, I was like, "What the?" I didn't know the scope of any of it. Because the problem is that. But I'm trying to say from perspective of someone who doesn't know him, there was at a point when this all happened, I was just getting an FPV and I heard people talking about it. And I was like, they're like, oh yeah, he's ruined it for the rest of us. And I was like, oh really? Oh yeah, fuck him. Like, cause I thought it was just what I imagined when people were talking about it. I thought he was like one of those like TikTok prank kids.
Yeah. Like buzzing people or fucking.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Like the way that people were framing it as I was like
the highest in the air you can be flying across the city. That's
like, I thought it was like some Zoomer with a fucking DJI drone, like fucking with people in a drone. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that kid.
He doesn't fly dangerous.
I know.
He has his act where he's like, "Oh God,
But
golly,
what
I'm
I'm
running
saying
out
is
of battery. We ain't
that's
making it home today." But that's a fucking act. That's an
but
act.
that's like the persona people that don't know who he is
Yeah.
are being presented, is that like,
Which it's a double-edged
yeah,
sword, as somebody was saying. That's his act, which got him his subscribers and
yeah,
viewers. But it's also the thing that's kind of making him look bad.
yeah. Because I don't know, I didn't know who he was. I just heard somebody said this guy is flying drones over people, and I thought it was like, I was imagining some like huge channel that's like doing a lot of stuff. I was like, oh, there must be a massive channel, some kid who's just like, got dad's money with drones. And like,
A company was fined like $1.8 million or something like that, but they were a company that was flying drones, so they got charged for like every drone flying under their company. But this is a second bit largest drone fine.
didn't Rotorag get charged for like diving a
That was in
bridge or something?
Canada.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not
Canada.
sure if
Okay.
the fine ever went through. It was a really polarizing thing in the community. A lot of people had a lot of hate for them during that. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, except it was a little close to cars. But it was also like UMA and whoever else that was piloting, and they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So like in reality, it wasn't that big of a deal, but according to the law, it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Imagine if that drone hit a car and dented it. That's like,
Well, no, I mean, in my
I
mind,
know.
it'd be like it broke the windshield and panicked them, and they swerved and go
Yeah.
off the bridge. Like that would be the
And
scary
the whole,
part.
and then the car hits the support beam of the bridge and it collapses, and like the
And
whole
then
bridge
everybody
goes.
dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? You take your goggles off and you just go.
And then there was like actually in the river where they crashed, there were like some discarded explosives, and they were actually nuclear explosives, and they blew up and did it. It was a nuclear fallout
And
all
it
over
was a
America,
breeding ground for the
North America.
snowy plover snowbird. It was their last remaining breeding ground in
Yep.
the United States. So that whole genealogy just gets wiped to nothing.
Well, and then the whole northern hemisphere has just gone from nuclear winter because of one drone pilot's careless mistakes.
Because you dove down the bridge.
Yep.
For what? This camera's about to die.
Oh.
Wrap up the cast, or what, do we have stuff to talk about? Shit.
Let me see what the other thing was
What's
that I had.
the agenda there.
Oh, remote ID. We can't even use this as the title now. We were gonna like remote ID. Like we shouldn't even be doing remote. We don't need to do remote ID.
We don't want it here. TLDR. We don't want remote ID. It sucks.
Yeah, but
I'll have a hot take. I'll have a hot take next episode about it though.
Oh, you don't want to talk about that now? The long range thing.
Let's bring him back. Let's trick him again, since we're so fond of tricking our audience. Let's trick him into coming back next week. I have a really hot take, seriously, about remote ID next week, and why I am for it now.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's for it now.
In certain situations.
Yeah, obviously, I think.
But it's come back next week if you want to hear why.
All right. I think that's a good indicator to stop.
Yeah, camera's dying. It's 2 hours.
Has it been 2 hours?
I don't know. Hour 30.
Okay, that's a good length for a comeback.
Don't call it a comeback.
Well, a reunion tour. It's like
reunion tour. Merch. There's the merch table in the back. Buy our shirts.
Yeah, BOTGRINDER.
We should put this episode out on vinyl, dude. That'd be classy.
We should put this episode out on vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice little insert and shit. Fold out poster.
DVD.
Secret text on the inside, scribed in. Yeah.
One of those like little flappable disposable records. You ever seen those? The ones that are you get, it's like samples.
No, I've seen tiny ones, but not flappable.
They have sample records that are like really thin.
Let's see.
I'll when we're done, I'll show you. We'll stop. Are we done? We need to say anything.
I'm done. All right, everybody. I love you. God bless America. Don't buy remote ID.